Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Albert Sugar Bear Barbieri, also known as
number 8 in your scorecard, number 1 in your heart. He got on the wrong side of him. He's angry. He made a fool out of him. I said, no, chick, I didn't do that. I mean, I was in a pot with him. He raised, I re-raised, he raised, I re-raised him back. I make a straight. And the table started to razz a little bit. I started to needle. I said something about, sometimes you get the bear to make it your time. And he snatched my money away from me. And Chicky goes, Sugar, you should know better when you're playing poker. When you win a pot, shut the fuck up, take the money. Right? I said, I know, Chick. He says, well, listen, stay out of the hangout. I mean, he's give me this sentence. Stay out of the hangout. Don't go there. Let me find out what's, I'm like, I'm getting reprimanded. I leave the house. I go back to my apartment. I'm like, I can't believe what I just went on. So about an hour later, I hear a knock on the door. It's Giggy. He startled me. I answered the door. Gig, come on in. I said, Gig. I said, I can't believe this. I don't know Salvie to be this way. I'm in the kitchen doing something. I back towards Giggy. And Giggy's, well, Sugar, you got on the wrong side of Salvie. I'm like to myself, wrong side of Salvie? What's the wrong side of Salvie? As I turn around, Giggy's got a little smirk on his face. He's got my money, a lot of money, in a rubber band. And he goes, listen, Chicky said to give this to you. Salvie came around this morning to give it to Chicky, to give it to you. He was only breaking your balls. I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
And it was, so here's Salvie, 8 years prior to Goodfellas, unbeknownst to him, that scene, obviously. He pulls almost the same thing that Pesci pulled off with Ray Liotta in the movie. Chicky takes it another step, because I guess when Salvie comes around getting the money, Chicky, a prankster, now he's going to take it another step. Get me to come over, tell me you shouldn't have did this, stay out of the hangar. And like, can you imagine I'm 20, it's like, I'm 23 years old. 23, 24 years old. I'm just
he's like, what, 26? Salvie's like 26 around there?
Yeah. If it's 26. Yeah, if he's born, I'm born 58. He's born in 56. It's 1980. What's that? That makes him 26. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was classic. It's just, and then I had enough. And then my other run-in with Sal, not running, but my other thing. I remember me and my father were bucking heads. My father didn't like I lost my mother in 1977 in a car accident. I was 18 years old, just shy of my 19th birthday.
Sorry for your loss, man.
Yeah, it was tragic. It changed my life. It changed the direction of my life. It was 1977, Memorial Day weekend, in a car accident on a White Horse Pike on the way down to the Jersey Shore. She was a passenger in a car. Back then, it was one lane each way. And the kid came out on a bicycle. My mother's friend tried to avoid the kid. The car swerved on oncoming traffic, and the oncoming car on the other lane hit my mother in the door. Dead. She died instantly, ruptured spleen. So at that time, I'm starting. my father's trying to put me on a direction to go to work. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be a smart ass, hangouts, pool room, gamble. By 1978, casinos are open. I didn't go right to it's funny, as much as I gambled all my life, it took me about a year to go to Resorts International when it opened up. But the gambling I'm doing in South Philly is neighborhood gambling, poker, start going to casino gambling, shoot dice.
Is that how you're like supporting yourself?
Yes. It's crazy when I look back. I mean, that's what I did. I didn't go to work. I worked a little bit in the voter registration. My father got me the job. It was a job he did for 6 months. You get laid off, you collect unemployment, and then you go back to work again. And I worked the voter registration like 3 years, maybe 78, 79, and 80. I worked and you get unemployment. So I earned money that way. But me growing up, it was gambling and hanging up. I hung on this place called Chiefy's Pool Room in South Philly, 16th and Passyunk in the 70s. And that's when it started. So I didn't start really gambling, sports betting, casino gambling, and neighborhood gambling, poker, and the Ziganet game. That's another story about Franks and Jonah, but we'll get into that. But so I'm turning down. I'm being rebellious to my dad. I lived alone for about a year and a half after my mom died in the apartment. My brother is going to Villanova, so he's living on campus. My brother was a genius. My brother was really a great guy. He got a full scholarship out of St. Joe Prep. My brother got a mayor scholarship. I got to brag about my brother because he was a great guy. He just had some demons. It's a shame he passed away. Out of grade school, he got a mayor scholarship to St. Joe Prep High School. Okay, it was big time, St. Joe Prep. Then from St. Joe Prep, he gets a full scholarship, academic scholarship to Villanova. Lived on campus, 4 years, Villanova. So anyway, I'm living in the apartment after my mother dies. And I'm being groomed to be a young man. I'm living by myself in the apartment. I'm 19 years old. About a year and a half, I lived there by myself. My father would come over, check on me. And then at some point, he says, pack up this shit. I ain't paying for this. Come live with me. My father had a big duplex in South Philly on 19th and Mifflin, corner duplex. So I finally moved in with him. And anyway, to get to another Salvie experience, my father throws me out of the house about a year later after I move in with him. Now, I know, I've been in my friends who are parents' houses, and I've seen they've had issues with their sons or daughters, and I don't know them or any father in the past 30, 40 years that I've been in their homes to where they're having issues with the kid that would just throw them out of the house. You know what I mean? Plus you go to jail, I think, day and age. Right, Staxx?
Yeah. Probably,
my father was seeing the road I was going down, just didn't want to work, didn't want to take a city job, state job, where I could have been in my 20s. I could have been retired in my early 50s. You know what I mean? I never married. I could have, life would have been much easier for me growing up. But I wanted to be the smartest. I wanted to be gambling.
Hang around all day, right?
Yeah. Me, it was baseball, summertime, baseball. And then, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just don't know. And I think not having a mother was, like, you hear all the time how they talk about not having a father in the home.
Yeah.
Well, not having a mother in your life also can be devastating and have an effect on you. And anyway, so when my father throws me out of the house, literally throws me out of the house. Don't tell me, listen, you don't want to go to work, you want to go hang here, you want to gamble, you want to go casino, get a job and get the hell out. Because I wasn't paying rent there. I was living for free. You imagine just getting up, anything you wanted to do, get up in the morning, go down the shore, come back, play ball in the summer, hangouts, Chiefy's, Billy, play poker all night, come home 2:30 in the morning. He wasn't having it. He was the father. He was trying to direct me, and he seen the direction I was going. Finally throws me out of the house, box spring a mattress up against a wall. I come home 2:30 in the morning on a frigid January night. Can you imagine? And it was the night, actually, it was an extension of the Ziganet game I was at. Blonde Babe and his friend, they took me down the shore to shoot dice. I'll never forget it. There was a reason why they asked me. But anyway, it's 2:30 in the morning. I parked my car. When I park it, I come to the sidewalk. My box spring and mattress. First of all, I think it's somebody to put the box spring and mattress, their trash up against our wall. And then as I get on the pavement, I see boxes. Boxes, I looked at my clothes. And the locks of the front door were changed. My father literally threw me the fuck out. Luckily, I had a beautiful 1976 Toronado. This is a week or two before the Eagles Super Bowl in 1981. Okay? I got a nice car. I sleep in the car. Throws me out. I got lucky to live with my cousin. He was going to Temple Law School. He had 4 bedrooms in a 3-story home. There was 2 other guys. There's a bedroom open. They gave it to me. But anyway, so now my father threw me out. I'm not talking to my father. You threw me out. I'm going to torture him now. So there was a time where I needed some money. I broke silence with my father. I went around his neighborhood. I said, Dad, I need a few thousand. Fuck you. Oh, fuck. He's like, no, because he knows I need it. And he knows I'm gambling, I'm booking, whatever. I had a little book. And despite my father, I said, you know what? Fuck it, Dad. I'll just go ask Salvie. That was the worst thing I could have said. So I go to Salvie. And the hangout was actually at the same hangout at the Hudson and Catherine. I say to Salvie, I said, Sal. Now, Salvie knows I got a little work that I was turning in to his house, sports. And I say, Sal, I need 3,000. Can I get a loan from you? You know, Sugar, can you handle it? I said, yeah, I can handle it. She says, all right, don't take it if you can't handle it, Sugar. I said, I can handle it. All right, come back Saturday, I'll give it to you. So I'm expecting this 3,000, right? I need this 3,000. As I walk in the store, I'm walking towards him, sitting down. I don't like the expression he has on his face. Because he's going to give me bad news I ain't going to want to hear.
Your dad went and talked to him.
He intercepted. My fucking dad was so sharp. And he knew that, you know, you go get a loan in that regard. And that it's, you got to pay. Don't fucking. I walk up to Salvie. Salvie said, just like this, Sugar, I got bad news for you. Oh, my God. I'm like, what, Sal? Your father came to me, told me not to give it to you. I got to respect him, so I'm not giving it to you. Oh, my God, I almost threw up. Because I needed this money. I had to pay off people from sports. Oh, my God. So that was the only 2 times. It was classic. My father shut that down. But it was the right move. It was probably the right move by my father looking out after his kid, right?
Yeah.
And then that was my only 2 really interactions with Salvie dealing with a street aspect. You know what I mean? But Salvie and I, we got along. Salvie got along with everybody. What you heard about Salvie being a nice guy, cool guy, it's all true. I mean, you know, what history tells us about the other Salvie, that's his world. I talk about he was good, nice to us guys that ain't in his world. He's a nice guy, Salvie.
Do you
nice
remember
kid.
when his father was blown up?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was at the time 80. I was still living in my father's house, 19th and Mifflin. Salvie's father's was on Porter Street on 21st and Porter, off the corner a little bit. You heard that explosion. You heard it.
Can you walk me through that day when all this happened?
I can't. I mean, I can't walk you through it. You did hear a loud explosion. You had no idea what it was. Who's expected it to be a bomb? Who knows? I remember here it shook the neighborhood. And when you wake up and you see the news, you hear about it. Oh, my God. By that time, you got to understand, too, a war is going on. You had Angelo Bruno. Then you had Sindone getting killed after that. And so it's one after another. And then Phil Testa. And then Chicky Narducci. And then, you know, from 1980, from Angelo to 84 at least, because I moved to Anchorage, Alaska to pursue baseball. In them 4 years, oh, my God. I mean, every month, somebody different, whether in New York or back here, or you know. So that's, you know, the night of Angelo Bruno, I'm actually at a friend's house. My boy, nice guy, Johnny Travellini. He had a poker game maybe Friday night. Small game, but we played. And when the TV's on, boom, it came on. That's March of 80. It's crazy living in South Philly during that war. It was was a brutal time. It was ruthless. And you're a kid. I'm just a kid in my 20s watching this. You know, a couple times I remember saying to my father, mind your business. My father would say, just mind your business. I mind my business. You know, you learn what you learn. My friends all connected their fathers. My father knew their fathers. I knew at that time whose father was a bookmaker, loan shark, who's connected, who's an associate, who's this guy, that guy, you know. So to take you through it, it's just, I can't really take you through it. I only can take you through what the newspaper, the Daily News, and the Inquirer tells us, and what we know now. Okay, and I still try not to express my opinion on it. It is what it is. We know what that life is about, and it's sad in a way because, you know, a lot of families get destroyed because husbands, fathers, brothers, uncles are killed. It's just, it's. I mind my business, but I knew all those. What's that?
Did you have any? Was there any bodies popping up in the street?